Did you know one man, who couldn't even read or write English, created an entire writing system from scratch? A system that led his people to become one of the most literate communities in 19th century America? His name was Sequoyah, and what he did would not only preserve a culture under siege, it would rewrite the story of Native resistance, identity, and genius. This is the unbelievable story of how a syllabary, yes, a writing system of syllables, changed everything. So just before we dive in, just to let you know that we're seeing that 55% of our viewers who watch our channel regularly have not subscribed to us yet, so we're asking you a favor. Before we start our deep dive, if you like us and want to support us, there's a free and simple way to do that. Just hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out when we put out new videos. We assure you that we will commit to bringing you the best videos each week. We also crave your feedback and suggestions as we aim to give you the best content possible. And now to our feature presentation. Welcome to Did You Know? The channel that dives deep into the hidden, the historic, and the mind-blowing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the facts they don't teach in school. Let's set the stage. The year is around 1809. A Cherokee blacksmith and silversmith named Sequoyah, also known as George Guess or Gist, is living in what is now Tennessee. He's intelligent, resourceful, and incredibly observant. But here's the twist. Sequoyah couldn't read or write English. In fact, no Cherokee at the time could read or write any language because the Cherokee language didn't have a writing system at all. But Sequoyah saw what writing could do. He watched white settlers record messages on paper, send them long distances, and have others read them aloud word for word. To Sequoyah, this was talking leaves, magical, powerful, and more than that, necessary. He had one goal, to give his people the same power, by creating a written form of the Cherokee language. Now imagine trying to invent a writing system from scratch, when you've never used one. Most people would have said it was impossible, but Sequoyah wasn't most people. At first he tried to create a symbol for every word. That got overwhelming, fast. Cherokee has thousands of unique words, so he shifted gears. Instead of writing words, he would write syllables, the sound chunks that make up words. After years of experimenting, he created a syllabary of 85 characters. Each symbol represented a different syllable used in Cherokee speech. And here's the wild part. Many of the symbols looked like English letters, but had nothing to do with English sounds. A letter that looked like an A might be pronounced go, an S, maybe GI. To outsiders it looked like gibberish, to Cherokees it was a miracle. At first people laughed at him, they thought he was crazy, you know? Some even accused him of witchcraft. I mean, how could anyone make marks on paper and have someone else read them aloud without hearing them spoken? To prove his system worked, Sequoyah did something truly brilliant. He taught his young daughter Ayoka how to use the syllabary. Then, in front of skeptical Cherokee leaders, he had someone say a phrase. He wrote it down in his system and had Ayoka read it back, perfectly. The room went silent. People were stunned. In less than a decade, thousands of Cherokee became literate using his syllabary. It was so intuitive that people could learn to read and write in just a few weeks. Compare that to how long it takes to learn English spelling and you'll understand why Sequoyah's invention spread like wildfire. The Cherokee Nation didn't just use the syllabary, they really ran with it. In 1827, the Cherokee Nation actually drafted a written constitution in Cherokee. And by 1828, they launched a bilingual newspaper, the Cherokee Phoenix, one of the very first native-run newspapers in the United States. They used the syllabary for laws, court documents, religious texts, letters, poetry, and honestly, so much more. It gave them the power to communicate across long distances, record tribal history and traditions, and educate the next generation in their own language. By the 1830s, Cherokee literacy in their own language, using Sequoyah's syllabary, actually surpassed that of the surrounding white settlers. That's right, a nation that had no writing system just 20 years earlier had become one of the most literate in America. And you know, this wasn't just about reading and writing, it was about sovereignty, cultural pride, and resistance. But even this achievement couldn't shield the Cherokee from injustice. In 1830, President Andrew Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act, which led to the forced relocation of the Cherokee from their ancestral lands. Thousands died on the Trail of Tears, but even in exile, the syllabary remained. The Cherokee carried it with them to what is now Oklahoma. They continued to teach it, write it, and use it to preserve their culture in the face of destruction. And so, Sequoyah's invention became more than just a writing system. It became a symbol of resilience, a cultural weapon in the fight against erasure. Even today, the Cherokee syllabary is taught in schools, printed on street signs in Oklahoma and North Carolina, and encoded into digital fonts. Yes, you can even type in it on your smartphone. Sequoyah died sometime in the 1840s, likely in Mexico, on a mission to connect with Cherokee who had migrated west earlier. He never saw the full scope of his legacy. But today, his name lives on in Sequoyah County, Oklahoma, the giant sequoia trees in California. Yep, they were named after him. Plus, countless schools, libraries, and even United States Navy ships bear his name. But most importantly, his syllabary lives on in the voices and written words of a people who refuse to be erased. So the next time someone tells you literacy and language are just tools, tell them the story of Sequoyah, a man who couldn't read or write English, but gave his entire nation the power of the written word, and changed history forever. If you enjoyed this mind-blowing dive into history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who loves hidden facts. Leave a comment below. Should schools teach the Cherokee syllabary today? Until next time, keep questioning what you think you know.